Hey guys, it's George. Welcome to today's video. Today is part 3 of BTS Red Carpet Fashion. Today we're going to be diving into the Grammys 2020 and Mama 2018 looks. These red carpets are so varied compared to each other. We've got Bottega at the Grammys and Saint Laurent at the Mama 2018 Awards. They served up some looks. Also, just a disclaimer, I forgot to record an intro and an outro for this video when I initially filmed. So this is Pale George from the future. We'll be going back to Tan George from a few weeks ago in a few seconds. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button and turn on the post notification bell so you never miss a future upload. Also, if you really enjoyed today's video, YouTube have introduced a brand new feature called Super Thanks. Super Thanks is a way for you to tip your favorite creators to say thank you for all of the content that they create. So if you'd like to make a donation to my channel, it will be massively appreciated. If you're new to this series of videos, let me explain how it works. I'm going to be reviewing 2 BTS red carpets and I'm going to review each member's outfits, talking silhouettes, who the designer is, etc. And then I'll be rating the collective looks out of 10 purple hearts because we're talking about BTS. BTS attended the 2020 Grammys decked out in Bottega Veneta. These looks, the color palette, the silhouettes, fire. I think I actually prefer these looks to their previous award show where they were dressed by Bottega. That was to the SBS 2020. I think that's just because you can see the details here. The SBS red carpet, it was black on a black background, so it was very difficult to see, but the silhouettes were still... But here, this color palette is so beautiful. The different tones of gray, whites, blacks, and then the accent of nude. And what's really important to note is that this color palette works incredibly well with the background and the red carpet. I said this in part 1, a lot of people don't consider the colors they're wearing against the red carpet and it clashes. And most of the time people are gonna see you on the red carpet in photographs. So I think that's something very important to take into account, but do people know? Starting with J-Hope, I feel that this is a very contemporary take on modern menswear and there's a lot of textures in this look that I love. First of all, we've got that sheer high neck top and you can see that it's sheer kind of in this picture, but when you look at this picture where it's further zoomed out on the red carpet, you can really see that it's sheer. This has been worn underneath a white shirt. I like the fact that this has been worn open so we get that full sheerness of the roll neck, and then over top he's got that coat layered. Looking at J-Hope's coat, it looks like a very classic single-breasted 3-button coat, an SB3 in industry terms. We can see that it is a notch lapel and it's really nice to see that just on the lapel piece, it's leather. It's introducing another texture to the black wool. It just looks so fantastic on camera, and looking carefully, I think this coat is unlined because you can see white binding on the inside of the coat all the way from the facing all the way back to where the vent would be in the back, and the vent is like the slit you get in the backs of coats to like allow for more movement. J-Hope's look's then been finished with a pair of black straight cut trousers. For me, the width of the ankle looks around the same as the thigh and it's coming right down onto the shoe, that chunky black shoe. It works so perfectly with this look. Looking at RM's look, I do like it, however it is my least favorite out of this collection of looks, and I think for me it's just the fit of the coat is slightly off. I understand it's meant to be this very lightweight, oversized duster coat, and I think seeing this coat walking in a runway show, it would have incredible movement, but where we're looking at static images, it just looks a bit too big for him. Like there's so much excess fabric around the arms and just in the front of the jacket. You can see it all folding near his arms, and to me that's just, when oversized, is a bit too much. He still looks fantastic, but I just feel like the coat is like slightly too big on him, and I think that's the problem when people do oversized. Sometimes it can be like a bit too oversized. I do like the tone of the jumper underneath, that roll neck jumper, and then it's been tucked into a pair of, I'm gonna say straight cut, potentially wide cut black trousers, and it looks like they come up quite high, probably like right at the top of his waist. We can see a slight flash of that buckle. I'm gonna guess that it's that like triangular shape that we saw in the SBS looks as well. And then he's got that chunky black shoe on. It is a good look. I just feel like the coat needs to be like taken down a little bit in size and it would have been perfect proportions on him. Moving on to Jungkook, again, this is a very contemporary take on classic menswear. This SB2 jacket is a take on a classic SB3. We can see that this is single-breasted, 2 buttons, and it's got the notch lapels. The fabric has this really nice sheen to it, and it's very, very slick, very contemporary. And zooming in, you can see that he's got that chest pocket with that triangular button detail. I feel like this must be a signature of Bottega. I'm not hugely familiar with Bottega. I can't look at all of the Bottega clothes because it makes me sad because I can't afford them, and I'm not going to do that to myself. But judging from what I've seen at the Grammys and at the SBS, I think this must be a signature. And then you can see that they've done jetted pockets, which is this very minimal pocket. If you weren't looking for them, you would barely notice that they're there, and that's the point of it. This is all about the silhouette of the coat, and it is incredibly boxy, very contemporary. And then the fact that it's been styled over that black roll neck, the black slim cut trousers that hit him right, I'm gonna say just above the ankle, to these slim, shiny boots. It's very slick, contemporary, as I've said about 10 times, and I love it so much. And then we're gonna skip past Jimin for now because Jin is wearing a very, very similar coat, if not identical, in this nudie beigey color. And I like the fact that they've gone for that white t-shirt underneath. Black wouldn't have looked right in my opinion. I think the white works really nicely with the nude. And looking at the jacket, it's a very similar, if not the same silhouette. We've got that same triangular button pocket detail on the chest pocket and the same jetted pockets at the waist. Again, Jin's has been finished with slim cut black trousers that hit him right at that point of that really slick, shiny boot. I like the fact that it's literally almost the same look, but 2 different colorways. It's literally like a walking advert for Bottega. Okay, back to Jimin. This is one of my favorite looks. This coat is beautiful. I was already dribbling over the leather trench that RM was wearing by Alexander McQueen in part 1, but this is so beautiful, and you can see that this cut of coat is so much cleaner. We haven't got the gun flaps, we haven't got the epaulettes. It's very clean, minimal. And then to me, it looks like halfway down this coat, it changes to this navy blue. I'm gonna say it's suede because it still looks like the texture of an animal skin, but you can see it's not leather because we've lost that shine, and it looks like it diagonally cuts on the sleeve as well to suede. I just think it's really sophisticated, it's really beautiful, clean. And then the fact we've got that grey roll neck underneath, it's so smart that they've picked grey. If it was black, it would have blended into that collar of the coat. So the grey roll neck is letting the coat stand out and be the star of the show. This has then been finished with straight cut trousers that come right down to the shoe. And you can see that there's really cool square cut, and they look quite angular around where, like, is it the ball of your foot? Like, you know, the bit where people get bunions. Sorry, that's really gross. You know what I mean though. As soon as I say bunion, you know what I'm talking about. But you know, it's like that angular shape where it cuts back in. 10 purple hearts for Jimin, okay? Straight off. Moving on to Sugar, I really like this, the mixture of nude with the black, but it is one of the more simple, if not the most simple looks here on the red carpet. Everyone else has a really cool silhouette or a really cool textural element going on, but for Sugar, this just looks like a clean cut black suit, very slim cut trousers with a pair of black shiny leather Chelsea boots. The color palette is beautiful and it works in cohesion with the rest of the looks. That beautiful knit, it looks so luxe. But I just wish there was maybe another textural element, or his jacket had more of a contemporary cut, just so it ties in more with what everyone else has going on. Finally, V, what a fucking slay. What else needs to be said here? What a fucking slay. This suit is giving me like power 80s suit, 80s businessman. I love this hair on him, it's so good. This is the perfect way to wear an oversized suit when it comes to winter. The black roll neck, the oversized jacket, and then you can swap out the trousers and the jacket for other pieces to keep changing it up. Honestly, an oversized suit is the way to go for winter. What I love about this is how contemporary the cut of this jacket is though. You can see that it's very wide on the shoulders, giving the same boxy shape as that we've seen on Jin and Jungkook. And then we can see that there's only, I think this is only a DB2, double-breasted 2 button, because There's one button on the left panel and there's not going to be like more buttons on the other one. It's always equal. And we can see as well that the jacket sleeve is coming right down to the knuckle, so it's giving that really nice oversized fit. His roll neck is tucked in. Tucked in has to be for this look. Tucked out, it wouldn't look right. It wouldn't give that clean silhouette. And then we've got this really beautiful pair of wide leg pleated trousers. You can see right at the waistband there are those double pleats, and that's what's going to add volume into the trouser and give it that extra width. So fantastic. And then that shiny black shoe is just honestly amazing. I think V, Jimin and J-Hope, favorite looks from this collection of looks. BTS at the 2020 Grammys in Bottega Veneta. It is 9 purple hearts from me. I love this collection of looks, very cohesive. I just wish that Sugar's had a more interesting silhouette or a more interesting textural element, so it really played into what everyone else in the group had going on. Next up, we have BTS at the 2018 Mamas wearing Saint Laurent. This is just very Saint Laurent, especially from 2018. Saint Laurent in 2018 was very bold. There was this little like rock edge to it. It was so good. Lots of Cuban heeled boots, lots of bold jackets and blazers, very streamlined skinny silhouettes, especially on the legs, lots of leather trousers. And that is exactly what you can see here. It's beautiful. And the color palette as well. Again, it works with the background, it works with the red carpet, blacks, reds, yellows. It works so well. Where should we start? I think let's start with RM. Let's start with RM. RM is wearing this black sequin blazer, and you can see that it's a really interesting silhouette. It's very, very cropped. It looks quite structured in the shoulder, but you can see that it's quite fitted to his shoulders. It's not giving him this wide, boxy shape as we just saw by Bottega. And we can see that the lapel, it comes down quite short, so the break of the jacket is quite high. That's where the lapel starts to fold back onto the main body of the fabric. I can't really see where the buttons are just because it's probably like black on shiny black, so that's going to be hard to pick up on camera, but there's probably 3 buttons on this jacket, and then we can see that it finishes right at the top of his hip. That quarter piece of the jacket where it curves back round is very, very short, but it's a really nice silhouette on him. It makes his legs look very, very nice and long. Initially, I thought underneath RM just had a white t-shirt or a white vest, but zooming in on it really closely, you can see that it's a knit. You can see the texture of the knit, and you can also see that it's slightly sheer because I swear I can see his belly button. I like the fact as well he's got that black necklace that's quite tight to the neck. It really ties into the whole like rock and roll Saint Laurent vibe that was 2018. And then on his legs, it looks like a coated jean to me. It's not a matte black denim texture, but it doesn't have the shine of leather. I think this is a coated denim, and there are slits above the knee. I don't know if they're supposed to be at the knee. That would make more sense than above, but I guess it's just the fit. And then he's got a pair of Saint Laurent boots on. These look like they have some kind of like crocodile effect on them. I hope they're not actually like real crocodile skin, because I will scream. We can hope they're mock croc. Moving down to J-Hope, I think this has to be one of my favorite looks from this set. It's this really beautiful black coach jacket with all of this white embroidery around the shoulders. It's been placed really, really nicely and very well thought out. It's just enough. And then underneath, he's got that band t-shirt kind of vibe going on. It's black and white, so it's tying into the jacket. And like RM, he has that necklace that's very close around the neck. That rock and roll vibe, we're here for it. And then looking at the trouser, I can't work out if this is a jean or a trouser. To me, it looks like there's a little pleat to add some volume to give this like tapered look. I think they're a trouser more so than denim, but they're probably still like some kind of like cottony fabric. I like the fact as well it's got that very slim cut belt going across. It's just to help break up and add that waistline in. And then on his feet, he's got a pair of Saint Laurent boots. I think it's great. It is very slick, black and white. You know I'm here for that. You know I love that shit. Next up, Jimin. I love the steel grey hair on him. It looks so fantastic. I do have to say I'm not the biggest fan of this jacket. This jacket could be on anyone, and I'm still gonna say exactly the same thing. Just because it's on Jimin does not mean I'm gonna like this jacket. The reason I'm not a fan of this jacket is because to me it looks like there are fit issues. Looking at the neck, first of all, you can see, I know this is a blazer and this is more of a bomber jacket, but it would still be the same. Look at where the neck of my jacket fits. It hits me right against my neck. And then looking at Jimin's, it looks very wide and it shouldn't really be like that. And then looking at the position of the sleeves, it looks very low past the knuckle. And for me, I'm questioning whether the fabric is too heavy and it's like pulling the jacket down, at least how that looks to me. And then looking at the left-hand side, which would be Jimin's right, where the fastening would be, it looks like the facing of the jacket. And the facing is the inside part of a jacket that's the same fabric as the outside before the lining. It looks like it's rolling back on itself, and that would be a construction issue. Jackets should not do that. The facing should never fold back out. So for me, it just, something not right with the jacket when it comes to the fit or the construction. The rest of the outfit though, this outfit slaps. I feel like I have a very similar chain on right now. Loving the chain. I love that printed black t-shirt. It's very graphic and punky. The black and the white, I love it. Very graphic. And then we've got that slim black belt. It works so well with this like rock and roll androgynous vibe. And then we've got the coated jean. I did initially think that these were leather, but then he's got slits on the knee as well that have like a slight fray, and leather wouldn't do that. There aren't fibers in leather for it to fray. It's a skin. So yeah, coated jeans. And then we go down to a pair of Saint Laurent boots. I feel like the Chelsea boots and the slim cut jeans, it's a very Jimin classic look. It's just the jacket. Something not right with the jacket. Moving on to Jungkook. I love the earrings on him first up. The double dangly earring, I love it. And then we have this blazer over the top that has the leather panels on the shoulders coming down into this V shape. It's giving kind of like a Western vibe. If you look at Western shirts and like cowboy jackets and stuff, they have that kind of shape paneling on them. But the rest of the jacket looks like a really nice suiting fabric. It's a notch lapel. It looks like the collar is leather, and then the lapel pieces are that suiting fabric. To me, it looks like it's an SB1 because like RM's jacket, it's very cropped, hitting him right at that top thigh. And then underneath, he's got the Grandad collar shirt. A Grandad collar shirt, it just has the stand piece that sits against the neck. It doesn't have the collar slash fall. And it's very heavily embellished, that placket going down. It's that pop of gold, which is tying into everyone else's looks, especially Jin's next to him in that beautiful striped blazer. And then looking at the trousers, we've got another pair of coated jeans and Saint Laurent boots. I don't think any of them are actually in leather. I thought some of them were in leather trousers, but looking at all of them, it is coated jeans. So I take the leather back. I'll take the leather back, thank you. Jin's look has to be one of my favorites. I remember this time period when Saint Laurent kept doing all of these beautiful, bold blazers in this very kind of like slim cut. This is exactly that. It was a fucking great time in fashion. I love this. The peak lapel with that mustardy yellow edging to it. The stripes. The edging going around the flat pockets along the chest pocket. We can see that this is a DB6 and it has the very classic button shape on double-breasted jackets where the two buttons sit slightly wider than the two below buttons. Comparing Jin's blazer to Jungkook's and RM's, this jacket has a lot more structure at the shoulders. It's a lot more sharp, but we can see that it still finishes right at the top of the hip and it's got that really nice square quarter shape going on, at least I believe it's called a quarter. And then this has been finished with that black shirt, worn slightly open. And then another pair of jeans. I feel like these aren't coated though. I feel like these are a normal denim. Again, sliced at the knee, sliced slightly above, giving that distressed feel with a pair of Saint Laurent boots. Moving down to Sugar, he looks fucking fantastic. I love this jacket. It's this collarless shape that has this really nice edging. You can see, I'm gonna say that there are like 2 or 3 buttons on this. You can see a button here, and then that edging is going around the waist as a panel. And this jacket as well finishes right at the top of the hip. It was very much this silhouette that was in trend, especially when it came to Saint Laurent. His shoulder shape isn't as structured as Jin's, but there's also quite a lot of structure there. And there's this really nice embossed texture to the fabric. And what I like about the shirt underneath, it looks like the embossed fabric on a smaller printed scale. So it's tying in really nicely. It's giving different levels of texture. And then his look's got that same slim cut belt. He's got the coated jeans, again distressed, and then the Saint Laurent boot. I really like the texture of his look like snake skin. Again, I hope it's not real snake skin, but it's luxury fashion, so it probably is. I'm gonna call Peter on your ass. And then finally onto V. I don't like this. I'm just gonna say it with my chest. I'm gonna say it straight up. I do not like this look. That is too much going on for me. Personally, there is a lot going on. We have the red hair, which first of all is a statement in itself. So for me, if I was gonna dress him, I would have gone for one of the more all black monochromatic looks, because the hair would have been, boom, the star of the show. Whereas here we've got the shirt underneath with the red and the purple, and I understand why he's been styled in that, because it ties into the hair color. But it's the fact you've got the red and the purple abstract print, you've got this pussy bow tie going around the shirt, and then over the top you've got this floral velvety looking jacket. And the jacket itself is beautiful, so is the shirt, but worn together with the hair, it's too much. And then the fact that we've got the snakeskin boot, which really stands out against the rest of the outfit. There's just like 4 different things for me in this look that's fighting for control. The hair, the jacket, the shirt, and the boots. We need to pluck a few of these away, and then it would have been a great, great look. Even if you changed the boot for a black boot, like Sugar's, the snake print, well, you know what I mean, the snake skin. And then we went for like a black top underneath instead of the color, automatically, it would have been a lot cleaner and a lot more like, instead of like, I'm gonna give BTS at the Mamas 2018 8 purple hearts. This is the epitome of 2018 Saint Laurent, and overall the looks are fantastic. But for me, there are some slight issues, like the fit / construction issues with Jimin's jacket, and then V's like everything but the kitchen sink look. Almost perfection, almost, in my opinion. Anyway, please let me know in the comments who has your favorite look from today's video. I think mine has to be V in that Bottega suit. It's just a perfect moment. What you should do next is go check out my previous uploads from this week. We've got Hyuna and Dawn, Ping Pong, and Lisa's solo debut. I'll leave them linked in the top screen here, as well as in the description box. You can check those out. Thank you so much for watching, and a massive thank you to everyone who's subscribed. You are brilliant, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.